Hey folks, welcome aboard. We are live. We are live. We're going to do some experiments today. I thought we'd do some experiments with different types of water. What do you think about that? Different types of water. So what do I got over here? Absopure. What the heck is this stuff? Well, let's see. All right. Take a look at this Absopure. We're going to pour it into this flask right here. Get a little vortex going. There we go. Focusing on that a bit. All right, we've got Absopure here. I'm going to add some universal indicator. Universal indicator displays these colors at different pH values. All right, so we'll just test it. We're going to test this Absopure drink for its pH. See how acidic or basic it is. I'm going to add universal indicator. And universal indicator displays different colors at different pH values. The different colors it displays you can see right here. So we'll test it here. All right, let's add 1 squirt of universal indicator, which you'll notice is green. We're going to add it. Hey, look at that. It's like a slightly blue-green color. Slightly blue-green. So that means it's like pH 8. You see that? Absopure has a pH of about 8. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of acid to this. Just going to add 1 little drop of acid. In it goes. And that has neutralized it. I'm going to keep adding until it turns red. So we're going to see how much I need to add to acidify the mixture. I've added 1 drop. Let's add another. There's a second drop. So there must be quite a bit of material in here because this stuff's fairly concentrated. This is pretty hot concentrated. Hey, thanks there, Debonair. This is a pretty concentrated acid that I'm adding. So the material that's in here must be pretty concentrated to be able to be consuming the acid that I'm adding. What have we added? 2 drops so far? Help me count. I think I'm on 2. Let's add another one. There's the 3rd drop. 4th drop. 5th drop. We can keep going until it's red. 6. That's quite a bit, man. It's like orange. 7. Was that 7 drops to turn red? So let's keep track of that. So this is my Absopure. It took 7 drops. I'm just going to write it right here on the lid. 7 drops. It took Absopure to go from its original pH till it turned red. And that's just kind of a measure of how much stuff they add to this. You know, it's natural spring water. I guess, okay, so I don't want to say how much they add, but how much stuff is already in it. So, you know, spring water is going to have some dissolved minerals in it. And, you know, this is a very crude experiment where we needed to add 7 drops of a fairly concentrated acid to totally acidify the dissolved minerals that are in this particular brand of water. Let's do another one. Let me get the next brand of water. Oh, let's see. Let's try this stuff. Aquafina. Now, Aquafina, this is purified water. It says pure water, but it's purified. So they purify this with reverse osmosis, and they don't add any minerals back. And that's a key point here, that they don't add any minerals back. Why is that? Because if they don't add any minerals back, there's nothing in the Aquafina to keep this from acidifying it. So my assumption is I'm going to add 1 drop of this stuff to the Aquafina, and that'll make it go red immediately. That's my guess, based on what I know about Aquafina being purified through reverse osmosis. Let's see if my hypothesis is right. All right, so we've already tested the Absopure. Now we're going to test the Aquafina. Let me get this out of the way. We'll get a fresh bottle, excuse me, a fresh container. All right, here's my fresh container. Let's get my stir bar in there. Ah, there it goes. It's rattling around in there. Let's slow it down. We'll get this nice and, here we go. Get her nice and, this might be a little too big. That stir bar might be just a bit too big. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I got to get it balanced. It's angry at me. There we go. I think I got it. I think I got it. Yeah, we got a nice little stir bar going. Okay. So we're going to add some, sorry, I'm trying to get everything centered here. We're going to add some Aquafina, which again, this stuff is, you can see it right here. It says pure water. It's not entirely pure, as you'll see. Pure water should have a pH of 7. All right, so pure water should have a pH of 7. So this stuff should look green when I add the universal indicator to it. Let me go ahead and add it. In goes the Aquafina. In it goes. All right. All of it. All right, now I'm going to add the universal indicator. Remember, if it's green, it'll be neutral, pH 7. Below pH 7, it'll be acidic. Let's put this over here because we're going to need it. You can also look at this down here. Let's add the universal indicator. In it goes. Look at that little vortex that's forming. Notice the universal indicator starts green in color. It's neutral. I'm going to add it to the Aquafina. And look at that, man. It's not green. It's not green. That means it ain't pure. It's not pure. Why is that? What the heck is going on there? That's exactly what I expected, by the way, folks. It's not pure water because, you know, all bottles of water are exposed to the air, and air has carbon dioxide in it. And carbon dioxide, when it gets in water, is acidic, and that's what makes this water slightly acid. So it's not completely pure because there's some dissolved carbon dioxide in there. Now I'm going to add, we're going to see how many drops of this it takes to acidify this drink. Remember, we're going all the way to pH 3. As soon as this turns red, we know we're done, all right? This bottle of water took 7 drops. All right, we're going to see what Aquafina takes. We're testing Aquafina. Here we go. First drop of Aquafina. I'm adding the hydrochloric acid, same acid that's found in your stomach. In goes a drop. Come on, man, look at that. I was right. I told you. I told you it would take 1 drop because this stuff is purified. All of the minerals are removed from it. So there's nothing, there's no minerals in here that can buffer the acid that's been added. So we're just going to put 1 drop right here on the top of this. I know it's got other junk in there, but this one tells me that this took 1 drop. 1 drop to acidify, and that's consistent with what I know about Aquafina. It's purified through reverse osmosis. A lot of people don't like the taste of this because it's weird. A lot of people don't like the taste of really pure water. It's got like a sharp taste to it, like acidic. It's slightly acidic from the CO2. The minerals that are added give a slight a less sharp taste. So people tend to like water that has a little bit, just a little bit of minerals added to it. All right, let's try the next. Let's try the next type of water we're going to test. Any suggestions out there for what type of water we should test next? If I have it, I will try. I'll let you know, and we'll test it. Any suggestions for what type of water we're going to test next? I'll go grab a few and show them to you, in case you're interested. Show you what I got. Let's see. Yeah, here's a couple different brands. Evian or Evian. I'm not sure how to say that. I get teased for the way I say Evian or Evian water. And look at this, baby. We got it for you. We got some Evian water. We have some Fiji water. And we have some Essentia water. And because Debonair has asked for the Evian or Avian or however the heck you say it, we're going to test that one next. So give me a second here while I grab a fresh test container. There we go, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. Here's our new test. Let me get a stir bar going. All right, in goes the stir bar. This one's going to be kind of fun, I think. Because I think Look at this. It says it's pH 7.2. pH 7.2. You got it, Salmon. Salmon is got, okay. I got to put that next. Salmon, you yell at me if I forget. I'm gonna put the Fiji right next to it, so this will remind me. But right now we're testing Evian or Avian or however you say it. Notice that's pH 7.2. It says it's balanced, so that means there's going to be some minerals added. You can actually look here. You can see that there are some dissolved minerals. There's calcium, there's magnesium, there's potassium. There's all sorts of crap in there that should buffer the acid. So it's going to take more than one drop to neutralize this stuff. I got to get this stir bar just right. There we go. Come on. Okay. So that's running nice. Curses. Shoot. You know, sometimes it works better if I just get the water in there. So I'm going to go ahead and add the Evian or Avian water. And it goes. All right, this is the one we're testing, so I'm just going to put it right here in the back. Let's get the stir bar going. Now again, it says it's pH 7.2, so according to my indicator, that should have like a slight green color, right? Maybe a little bit of blue because it's just a little bit above pH 7, but you know what? We got to test. Sort of a calibration test. Hey, you're welcome, Debonair. Here we go. I'm going to put in the universal indicator. You'll notice it has a green color, so it is certainly neutral to start. Into the Evian it goes. And you can see it's got a nice green color, as expected, right? It comes as advertised. They say it has a pH 7.2, and that's consistent with our test here. Our test here shows that indeed the pH is 7, that nice green color. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to add hydrochloric acid to this. This is the same acid that's found in your stomach, but this is like hundreds of times more concentrated, all right? And I'll add a few drops of this. Actually, we're just going to count. So the first water I tested, Absopure, it took 7 drops of this acid to completely acidify it. So that completely acidify, we're taking that at pH 3. And that just gives you a crude measurement of how many dissolved minerals are in here. The second water we tested was Aquafina. That one took only 1 drop because there's nothing in here. It's pure. Well, close to pure. We went over that, right? It's not exactly pure, but it's pretty close. Okay, here we go. We're now going to test the Evian or Avian water. In goes our first drop. Watch it up here at the top. In goes the first drop. Boop, in it goes. You can always tell when I've added a drop because you'll see the initial color change as the acid goes in. That red color there is from the acid. And then as the minerals in the water react with it, you see it neutralizes the acid. But you'll notice there's been a color shift, right? Instead of that sort of deep green, we're now kind of a yellow green, and that tells us the pH has dropped a little bit. Of course it has because I've added some acid. Let's go ahead and add the second drop. Here we go. Second drop. Watch it up here at the top. In it goes. You can see that I've added some acid. And all those dissolved minerals in the Evian or Avian water have neutralized the acid at this point. So that's 2 drops, right? Let's add the third drop. You guys are going to have to help me keep track. I lose track of drops. Third drop. There it goes. Neutralized. Here we go. Fourth drop. One more. Here we go. Fifth drop. Still yellow. That's the 5th drop. All right, here we go. 6th drop to the Evian water. 6th drop. It's still yellow. Are we going to tie the champ right now? This is taking 7 drops. Absopure is taking 7. And it looks like the red color has been neutralized. We're still at pH 6. All right, let's see if there's a new champ in town, or at least we'll tie the champ. Here we go. Number 7. Drop number 7. I think it's going to neutralize it, folks. You can still see the red there. We better wait for that to go away. That's the 7th drop. That's the 7th drop. It's tied the champ at least. It's tied Absopure, which took 7 drops. Here's the 8th drop. We got a new champion now. Evian water. That's still kind of orange. Has taken 8 drops. 8 drops. I still think that's orange. That's not red like these are, right? The other one's got to this color. So there's the 8th drop. Let's add the 9th. Here we go. 9th drop, and it goes on the Evian water. And I think we're at the end point now. There it is, baby. Give me a red heart in the chat. We are done. What was that, 9 drops? I already forgot. I think it was 9 drops. Give me a 9 in the chat if it was a 9. Give me an 8 in the chat if it was an 8. I got to write it here on the bottle so I don't forget. I think it was 9. I can turn a 9 into an 8 if I make a mistake. So I'm going to draw the 9 here. Yep. And to recap, no pun intended, we took only 1 drop to totally acidify. How you doing there, Adi Ahmed? Good to see you. Sorry I haven't been around in a while. We took 1 drop to neutralize, or I should say acidify the Aquafina. It has no additives. Like they purify this with reverse osmosis. And so this just took 1 drop to get it to red. This one was our champ there for a while. This took 7 drops to acidify. And this one, the Evian, that's our current champ. This one took 9 drops. 9 drops to acidify. Next man up, or next bottle up, I should say. Next bottle up is going to be, where is it? The Fiji. I remember. Somebody said Fiji. Who was that? I got to go back and look. Salmon said they wanted to do Fiji, so that's what we're doing next. Fiji water is next up. We're going to see how many drops it takes to neutralize, I don't want to say neutralize, to acidify the Fiji water. Let me get a fresh stir bar in there. There we go, and it goes. We're going to have to get that stirring just right. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay. In goes the Fiji water. How many drops do you think this is going to take to acidify? Is it going to beat the champ? It's going to beat Evian with 9 drops to acidify? We're going to find out. Here we go. In goes the Fiji water. Try to get it up to the same level. I know it's a little off, but we're going to get to about the same level we had the other one. That's about right. Yeah. All right. I think this might say, if you look real close, you can tell it's got like, come on, focus. Yeah, we'll go back to there. If you look real close, you can see there's additives here. I think you see it right there, the pH. The pH says it's 7 point, man, that's hard to see. 7.7, I think, is what I'm reading right there. So this should be like a bluish green. Here we go, baby. We are now going to add some universal indicator. In goes the universal indicator. Yep, it's a bluish green, as expected. It's a little higher than neutral pH. A little higher than neutral pH. Okay, now we're going to start adding drops. We're going to start adding drops of hydrochloric acid. Hey, Frogman, let's keep it PG, or I'm gonna block you. All right, there's your warning. It won't be hard, bud. Keep it PG for the kids. We're gonna start adding hydrochloric acid, the same acid that's found in your stomach. Let me get the Evian out of here because we're not testing it. We are actually testing Fiji water. So let me get the Fiji bottle up there. Where the heck did I put it? Right here. Here's the Fiji water. Let's see how many drops it takes. Here we go. First drop in. First drop. 1 drop. Thank you there, Debonair. All right, here we go. Second drop. That's 2 drops in. All right, here we go now. Third drop. Drop number 3. Uh-oh. I think this one's going to change pretty soon. Here we go. Drop number 4. I think that's orange. What would you say? Yeah, that's not quite the red yet. That's drop number 4. Here's the color we're going for. Yeah, drop number 4. All right, here we go. Drop number 5. There it is. That only took 5 drops. So that's third place. First place, That's our champ right now. It took 9 drops to acidify this. It took 7 drops to acidify the Absopure, and it has taken 5 drops to acidify the Fiji water. So let me draw a 5 right here so I don't forget. There's our 5. All right, last one up. Last one up. Well, I'm gonna have to hold on. I gotta freshen up this water. Give me a second here. I have to dump it out. Use this again. Here we go. Get her in there. Good. All right. All right. Next up, I'm gonna try to rinse that out a little bit. What are we doing next? Next, we're doing Essentia water. Notice this says what? pH quality 9.5 or higher. This is alkalized water, baby. Come on, man, alkaline water. People love this crap. Okay. I'm just gonna give it a little rinse here, okay? Just gotta rinse that out because it has some of the other material in it. Let me swirl it around, get that coated with the water that we're testing. All right. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna give it one more rinse with the water that we're testing. I hear you, Debonair. See, what we're gonna do is we're gonna rinse down the sides. Unfortunately, I only have 4 of those containers. There we go. Rinse down those sides. 1 or 2 more splashes. 1 more. All right. All right, that's going to be good. Time to test. Time to test the alkaline water. All right, we're testing the Essentia. That's the next bottle up. Here we go, baby. Let's test this alkaline water. People say it alkalizes your body. Here we go. In it goes. In goes our Essentia water. All of it, baby. All of it's in there. I'm now going to add the universal indicator, right? The universal indicator has all of these colors. It starts out neutral, but, we're going to, this says it's pH 9.5 or higher. We're going to test that right now. So in goes universal indicator. Of course, it's green to begin with because it's neutral. We don't want that affecting our results. In it goes. Look at that purple color, man. That is beautiful. Look at that beautiful blue color or purple color. So we definitely, yeah. It's legit, right? pH 9.5 or higher. We're way up there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to see how much of this it takes to acidify our Essentia water. Remember, our record is Evian. It started out at pH 7, and it took 9 drops. Here we go. Evian water. Let's do 1 drop and see what happens. Boom, there's 1 drop. 1 drop. Here's our second drop. Boom, there's your second drop. Come on, man. Look at that cheap stuff. This stuff alkalizes your body. Took like 2 drops of this, yeah? So Storm, Lord Storm, yes, if you put sodium hydroxide in purple water, it doesn't get much darker. So once you hit pH 10 or higher, it stays purple. Once you hit pH 3 or lower, it stays red. So look at this stuff, man. They say it alkalizes your body. It took 2 drops of this. 2 drops to acidify it. That ain't much stuff at all, for sure. So let me put the 2 up here. Well, we'll just remember this one here. I'll write it on the bottle, and we'll recap where we are, and then we'll do some different experiments. Yeah, Lord Storm, yeah. I hope I answered your questions. We're going to put a 2 here on the Essentia. So in last place was the purified water that has pretty much no minerals in it to buffer the acid, like none at all. Okay. And second to last place, ironically, is the alkaline water. It has the highest pH, but there's just a tiny, tiny bit of base in here, and there's almost none that will buffer the acid. It only took 2 drops to acidify this stuff. In third place, we have Fiji water that took 5 drops to acidify. And second place is Absopure, which took 7. And our champion today is Evian water, which took a grand total of 9 drops to acidify. So there you have it. Now what we're going to do, though, is we're going to play with this, because this is fun. We're going to just do something else. So to this water that is acidified, I'm going to add some milk of magnesia, okay? We're going to add milk of magnesia. We're going to see what happens. Milk of magnesia contains magnesium hydroxide. It's solid. Here, watch this. When I pull it up, I don't want to use that. We want to use this. When I pull the milk of magnesia up, have I tried sparkling water? All right, Phantom. Hold on. We got a suggestion. Before I do this experiment I had planned, we are going to do some sparkling water. So this is for Phantom Gamer. Let's take this off. All right. We are going to do this. Sparkling water. Like, where are you going to get the sparkling water from? I'll show you where I'm going to get the sparkling water from. I came prepared, baby. I got my own soda stream. Let me back it up so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to make some sparkling water. We're going to test this. There you go. I got my soda stream machine right there. Just zoom out a little bit. Okay. We're going to make some sparkling water. Now, the trick is, okay, you know what? Let's. Here's the deal. I can make sparkling water using Aquafina, which is pure, you know, very close to pure, or I can make sparkling water with the water from my tap. If I use the water from my tap, there's some dissolved minerals in here. So I don't know which you want to use, Phantom Gamer. I'm going to just go ahead and we're going to use Aquafina, okay? You can go ahead and, unless I hear different from you. I could also use the Essentia. Phantom Gamer, I mean, you know, as you can see, these waters are different. How you do, Finnegans? Phantom Gamer, you asked, are you okay with me using Aquafina to make the sparkling water? I'm gonna pause here a bit. If I don't, okay, I saw a like, so I'm gonna. Me too, Finnegans. Phantom Gamer, do you have a preference on which water I use to make the sparkling water with my soda stream machine? See, this is just gonna add some CO2 to the water. Okay, it's up to me. Jamie says tap. All right, we're going with tap. On the. Okay, I might spill this. Let's see how good my pouring technique is here. Oh, look at that. I must be a chemist, baby. Come on now, get on in there. Get on in there. Right at the fill. Look at that, right at the fill line. All right, let's carbonate this. All right, here we go. Okay, so we made this with the water from my tap. Yeah? We made this sparkling water with the water from my tap. It's definitely sparkling. That is definitely sparkling water. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous. Look at that CO2 coming out. I love it. Thank you there, NYX Trail. Appreciate it. Okay, now let me rinse this out. I got to rinse this out with the material we're going to test. Just a bit. Swirl that around. Dump her out. We'll do one more to make sure I get everything nice and conditioned. That's the term we chemists use for coating the inside of a flask or delivery utensil with the material that you're going to be testing. We call it conditioning. So I am conditioning this particular container so that it's coated with the same, it's basically coated with sparkling water. All right, 2 rinses is pretty good. I think we're ready to roll. I'm going to put the sparkling water in. Oh, look at those bubbles, baby. Come on, man. Look at those bubbles. All right. Look at them just firing off of the Those bubbles are nucleating on the stir bar like crazy. All right. Look at it just go. It's just pretty. Man, I love that stuff. All right. In goes the universal indicator. All right, remember, universal indicator starts green, and into the sparkling water it goes. It's already acidic. Ah, that's exactly what I expected. Actually, not. I mean, it is acidic, right? It's already acidic. It's like, you know, maybe that's orange, so it's maybe just a little bit less red than this. But this is just a demonstration that carbon dioxide in water is acidic, right? All the other waters were like, the purified Aquafina was pH 6 because it wasn't, it's purified, but it's not quite 100% pure because there's carbon dioxide in it, and that makes it, instead of pH 7, it makes it pH 6. Well, of course, this got a ton of CO2 in it. That's what you saw me pumping in. And this is a demonstration that carbon dioxide in water makes it very, very acidic. It's like pH, it's lower than, it's like right on the border of pH 4 and 5, I'd say. Imagine putting the indicator before the gas has any chance of coming out. Plenty of the gas already came out of. I agree. I agree, Lord Stormy. You can kind of tell that as I mix this, you'll know. Here, we'll just get it mixing. You'll probably notice this is becoming less red and more orange as time goes on, because as Lord Stormy has noted, you can see the bubbles coming out, and as those bubbles come out, it's shifting the color. Here, we have a control here. Let's just do the control. I'll bet you if I pour this stuff that hasn't been agitated as much into a flask, here, I'll just do it. I'll just pour it straight in there. I just gotta remember not to drink out of that bottle. I won't. It's down here in my lab. Here we go. I agree, Phantom Gamer, but it didn't start that way. Yes, Jordan, Gang, carbon dioxide is an acid. So specifically, you can call it a Lewis acid. Okay, here we go. You can also call it an Arrhenius acid as well. Here we go. We're going to put the indicator straight into this bottle. And you can tell that that is more red, right? It has not been agitated as much, so this has more carbon dioxide in it. And you can see it has a much redder color than the sparkling water that we've been agitating, and the carbon dioxide is coming out. See, well, okay, I can do that, Lord. We'll do that, Lord Stormy. That's a fun experiment to do. You guys are going to love this. You're going to love this. So what I'm going to do, I got to condition my flask here. So I'm going to take some, this is a cool experiment. We're going to take, my bottle here. I'm going to put some tap water in. I'm trying to condition my bottle with tap water. All right, get that shaken. Pour it out. You can tell that's getting a lot less red as time goes on, right? It's getting more orange. Can you drink that wine? This isn't wine, man. I agree, Lord Stormia. Way more crimson in the control. Okay, watch this now. We're going to put the same tap water. Let me back it up so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to put the same tap water into this bottle that's been conditioned. I get it all the way to the fill level. Pretty close. Thank you there, Finnegans. I don't have any cabbage with me, but that sounds like a great idea for a future live. Look at how much it shifted. Anyway, we got to put this off to the side for now because we got some. I'll put it on this stir plate. Whoa! I almost put it on this over here. Okay, you can keep it running. I got 2 stir plates. All right, so I got my bottle we're going to test. All right, this is going to get some universal indicator. This is water from my tap. So be able to see, excuse me, what the pH is in my water from my tap. So most of my chemistries in my lab are concentrated or dilute. I apologize, unknown. I don't understand the question. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and add the universal indicator. And you can see that the water from my tap is just slightly acidic. I see a green tint to that. Yeah, I see a green tint to that, but it's yellow, like yellow-green. If we look at the pH indicator colors, that's going to put us somewhere between pH 6 and 7, yeah? So that's what it looks like prior to adding carbon dioxide. Debonair, plastic does not affect the experiment. Not in any reasonable way if I condition the containers first. I meant if most of chemicals in your lab, most of the chemicals in my lab. It varies, unknown. It varies between the two. I have some concentrated material. I have some dilute material. All right, here we go. Hello there, Yash. How are you? Here we go. Let's back this up. We're going to see what happens when I acidify. Excuse me, I said acidify. When we pump carbon dioxide into my tap water. All right, here we go. We notice the pH is starting at about 6 or 7. All right, CO2 is going in. I'm going to try to get the lighting on this so you can see it just a little bit better. Does that look better? Yeah, baby, that looks much better. All right, here we go, baby. Let's pump the carbon dioxide in. It just looks like a lab, doesn't it? We're pumping some carbon dioxide in here, baby. On the count of 3. 1, 2, in goes CO2. Ha! Look at that, man. Isn't that beautiful? Pump the carbon dioxide into the water, and it turns acidic. We can tell that from the orange color. We went from a pH of 6 or 7 down to a pH of maybe 3 or 4. CO2 is an acid, baby. All right, let me get this out without making a mess. Here we go. Let me read a couple of these comments here. Do I have hydrogen peroxide? I do not. Sorry about that. What's that pill thing agitating? It's a magnetic stir bar. Yeah, the CO2 ejector is food grade, but I do not use it for that because I'm using it for science experiments. So everything down here in my lab, I do not use for food. I performed a light-producing experiment in chem class. You poured 20 mils of methanol, added a spoon of potassium permanganate, and that it turned into stars. So yeah, that's a great unknown. That's a great experiment. Yeah, that's exactly what would happen. I've got a video on that. It's a very cool reaction. The permanganate oxidizes the methanol in the presence of acid, and it really, really does some cool stuff. As it oxidizes, it makes little explosions. Very cool. I've seen that reaction. Why was the foam a different color? Debonair, great eye. Why is the foam a different color? Let's look in at this. The foam is a different color because there's less carbon dioxide in the foam than there is dissolved in the fluid. So it's see, the pH is it's going to be a little higher. The pH up there looks like it's 4, 5, or 6. Yeah, it's like got a little more yellow tint to it. So that just tells us that the carbon dioxide, of course, is escaping from the foam a little easier than it is from the solution. Great eye, Debonair. Great observation. Seriously, great observation. What reaction type is this? Curb, I want to know specifically which one you're referring to. I apologize. I'm not exactly sure which reaction in particular you're referring to. Hey, thanks there, NYX. Please add vinegar. I don't have any vinegar. I'm going to show you this. You guys are going to like this, I promise. I promise you're going to like this reaction. Trust me. Okay, so I have just some water here with some universal indicator in it. Universal indicator shows these colors at different pHs. Right now we're like pH 3. pH 3, which is right here. That one doesn't look so good. Let's use this one. Like pH 3, yeah, it's acidic. And then we got all these other colors. This is supposed to be purple, but I spilled a little water on it, so it changed the color. But basically follows the colors of the rainbow. All right. Now I'm going to add some milk of magnesia to this. Kirk, I apologize. I'm not sure which reaction you're referring to. If you're referring to carbon dioxide coming out of solution, that is an endothermic reaction. If you're referring to carbon dioxide going into solution, that would be the opposite. So that's going to be an exothermic reaction. Okay, here we go now. I'm going to add some milk of magnesia to this. Milk of magnesia, it contains magnesium hydroxide. It's solid magnesium hydroxide that's sort of in some water. So you see that white color? That tells us there's a lot of solid magnesium hydroxide. And you got it, Kirk Baller. And then a little bit of that solid dissolves. Let's pop it in here and watch what happens. So in it goes. It's going to make a suspension. Oh, look at that, man. Look, it's going, the pH is going up as a little bit of the milk of magnesia dissolves. The base, the milk of magnesia base, is reacting with the acid. And that, of course, is changing the pH. And the pH is going up. I think we started red. We're up to like, I don't know, maybe a pH 5 at this point. Yeah. As it continues, looks like a beer right now, doesn't it? A little bit like a beer. A little more light back here. Get it nice and pretty. We got to get that light right. Yeah, we're up to like maybe pH 6, I'd say, huh? Maybe pH 6. Not cool. I'm going to add a little more so it'll go quicker. You can tell it's still not, you can tell if it's cloudy that there's still some solid magnesium hydroxide left. And all that solid magnesium hydroxide, it's reacting with the acid that's present. And as it does that, it changes the pH. The pH gets a little bit higher. I want it to go faster, so I'm going to add a little more solid here. Come on now, there's a little green. I saw the shot of green. Let's see what happens as the milk of magnesia continues to react with the acid that's present. Got a little green tint to it. I don't know if we're neutral yet, but we're getting close. We're getting kind of close. Let me turn this off. I'm going to just see what I can do with the lighting here. Oh, that looks kind of cool. I like it like that. Yeah, that looks pretty. Man, that's taking a while. I'm going to add a little more solid, get it to go quicker. It is really taking a while. There's a lot of material in there. More CO2, Finnegans. We may do that later. That's looking green, baby. Man, it's hard to see. Let's get this light back on. That green color is tough to see, man. There we go. I can see it a little better there. Yeah, it's a nice green color. Hey, John Doe. Yeah, I took a little break, man. I had some stuff going on in life that I just needed to take a little break. But yes, I'm back. And it's good to be back, baby. No, Twisted. We're just doing chemistry experiments here. That's a nice green. Let's give it another shot, so you can get the pH to go a little bit higher. So next trail. Here, let's write this down. So I'm going to tell you what's happening here. All right? So, magnesium hydroxide, we chemists write it like, we symbolize it like this. MgOH2, like this. MgOH2. That looks terrible. Let me get a little better. MgOH2. Like that, okay? Magnesium hydroxide. And it's a solid. Look at it, it's getting green, man. We're like pH, I don't know, we're like pH 8 now, huh? Yeah, we're getting up there. Okay, it's a solid. It is a solid, all right? It does look like a copper compound. Now, what's in the solution, or what used to be in the solution, well, that might be fun. Well, we get a reaction where we can see a hydrogen connection switching an atom to the other hydrogen atom. Let me think about that, Kirk Baller. I think that might be happening here. There's hydrochloric acid present. Actually, not a whole lot anymore. So at the start, there's some hydrochloric acid present. We write that as HCl. This is stomach acid. And we say it's dissolved. And to say it's dissolved, we put an AQ behind it, like that. Now, when the magnesium hydroxide solid, it reacts with the hydrochloric acid. It actually reacts with two of them. So I'm going to write this. So it takes 2 molecules of hydrochloric acid. I'm speaking colloquially here. It takes 2 of these to react with 1 of these. And when that happens, you get 2 water molecules. You got it! Come on, Pamu Faith. You get 2 water molecules. And you get, as Pamu Faith said, you get magnesium chloride. What's this say? Imagine using a lot of that milk and magnesia. You put pure milk into a beaker and put the indicator in it, no diluting. Yeah, if we wait long enough, it's going to go purple. So this is what happens. The magnesium hydroxide reacts with the hydrochloric acid. You get water, and as Pamu said, you also get magnesium chloride. This neutralizes the acid. As long as there is solid magnesium hydroxide left, which we can tell there is. I can see it. How do I see it? Because this is cloudy. You see this? This is transparent. Okay? So this does not have any dissolved tiny particles floating around in it, whereas this does. Okay? So there's a lot of this left. And a little bit of this stuff dissolves, just a little bit. And it's a little bit of this stuff that dissolves that releases these hydroxide ions, and that's what makes it basic. Yeah? So now watch this. This is fun. This is going to be a blast. What we're going to do is we're going to add some hydrochloric acid to this mixture, okay? And the reaction is going to happen, right? The hydrochloric acid is going to go in, and this is going to be a lot of dissolved acid, which is going to drop the pH like crazy. All right, so here we go. Let's add like, I don't know, 3 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's add 5 drops, see if anything happens. I might have to add more. Let's give it a big old squirt. There we go. Ha! Okay. So I added the acid. This turns red, right? But there's still some magnesium hydroxide solid. We can tell. How can you tell? Because it's no longer red. The acid is being neutralized by the solid magnesium hydroxide that I added. And that's why you get that color shift back. And if we wait long enough, we might see it go all the way back to violet again. It just takes a while. Finnekins is asking, what if I add chlorine? I'm not adding chlorine to that, man. No way. I am not putting, I'm just down here in my basement, man. I don't need free chlorine flying around my basement. I agree, Debonair. It's very pretty. So, you know, we're now at like a pH maybe 6. I'm saying maybe 6, pH 6 or so. I don't really know. Pretty though. All right, let's do a poll here. We're going to do a poll. What is your favorite experiment today? So we're going to go with, come on, man. How do I do this? Okay, here we go. We did water testing. We did water testing. What else did we do? We did CO2 and water. And we did milk of magnesia. And then other comment. Hold on. Takes me a bit. Sorry. I'm not, I'm not a young man. All right, we're going to go done. And we're going to start the poll, baby. We're going to start the poll. What's your favorite experiment today? And while this is going, let's give another shot of acid. We see some nice little color changes. Here we go. In it goes. Give it a squirt. Watch that color change go. It's beautiful. And then I'm going to flip the camera around and talk to y'all. I usually do that at the end of the live. This is coming. If you don't want to see an old man in his basement, and now's the time to vote in the poll, see what's going on with the poll, and then we'll talk. Then we'll talk together, okay? Hey, most people like CO2 and water, it's looking like. Interesting. Very cool. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. We're going to be flipping this camera around and talking to folks. I like to do that at the end of the live. See how people are doing. We just talk about life, talk about the experiment, talk about science. I got a PhD in chemistry. That doesn't mean I know everything about chemistry, but I know a fair amount. Thank you there, Kurt. So if you got questions about chemistry or science in general, I do fairly well answering questions about that, or just talking about it. You just want to talk about science. You want to tell me the kinds of things of science you like, experiments you've done, studying you've done. We just like to hang out and talk about those things, all right? So, and in addition to talking about science, every once in a while, I like to dress up for you guys too. So welcome aboard. Let me just put that down there. Put that over to oh, it won't let me go any smaller. I think you just drag here to end the post. There we go. All right, folks. I'll turn this off. We'll talk a little bit. Like do a little cosplay. How you doing there, NYX? Great to see everybody here. There's the results of the poll. Most people like the CO2 and water. Oh man, a close second. Milk of magnesia. Look at that. Very close second. Hey, thanks there, John Doe. Hey, thanks there, Debonair. Yeah, you thought I was like 30. What are you saying? I don't look like I'm 30? It's all right, Debonair. Hey, what's going on, Salmon? Yep. Thanks for noticing, folks. Yeah, I like to dress up like Heisenberg in a lot of my short form videos. Those are kind of fun. Hey, man, I got a new long form coming out that I think is pretty cool. I was out. Hey, Curb, come on now. I appreciate that. Look at that. Curb sending a little bit of money. That's really great, man. Thank you. Oh, I love it, Finnekins. I'm doing all right, NYX. Thank you there, Curb. Hey, we had a good time, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. And that helps. Every little bit helps. You know, it costs a little bit to buy these materials, so I appreciate that. Hey, Curb. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, but I got a new long form coming out. I think is it coming? It's kind of coming out next week. I think it might come out tomorrow. I have to go look. It's coming out this week, early next week. My dog and I were out walking in the woods, and I found a deer skull. And you know, it got me. I was looking at the skull, looking at the teeth on the skull, and I'm like, you know, I wonder how much calcium's in a tooth, and I wonder if I can do experiments to figure it out. Got to check out the video to see how it went. Got to check out that new video. If you're interested in the chemistry of teeth and how you might be able to determine how much calcium's in a tooth, that might be something you want to check out. Oh, well, guys, this was a lot of fun. Give me a few more comments. Appreciate that, NYX. Had a good time with you today. We did a lot of different experiments today. You could try an oxidizing experiment. That might be fun. That might be fun to try to make some piranha solution and put a scrub daddy in it. That's we had to do that outdoors though. I would not do that in my basement for sure. Not gonna do that. Hey, Debonair, yeah, I'm gonna start doing these on the weekends again. Is it an artificial sweetener? Hey, somebody help Adrian out. Is this an artificial sweetener? Anybody know what this is? Anybody got any ideas? Oh, Finnegans, that might be fun. Anybody know this molecule? I don't really think it's PG, so I wish I could add something to the comments. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can't like comment. Anybody teach me how to do that? I don't know how to like comment on a live. I wish I could. I'll tell you what, if anybody knows what this is found in, put the emoji in the chat. I'll give you a thumbs up if you find it. They use bones in their processing of soap. It is not a nucleotide, but it's a good guess. You ran across a weird video of the Irish Spring Soap Company using bones in their processing of soap. No, that is not. Well, like that does look a little bit maybe like a nucleotide, doesn't it? Yeah, that part there might be. It's a good guess, Patricia, but it's not in DNA. It's a very good guess. It's not a plastic resin. There you go, Salmon. Oh, Salmon's got it. Salmon's got it. Come on, baby. Well done, Salmon. Absolutely. Salmon. It's not a mushroom. It's a compound that's found in mushrooms, a special type of mushrooms. Yeah. Yeah. It's called psilocybin. That's the name of this molecule, psilocybin. John, that's not quite the spelling. Keep at it. And all right, folks, we had a good time today. I appreciate you hanging out with me. We're gonna do another live. I usually do lives on like, yeah, you got it, Patricia. I usually do a live on weekend, usually Saturday. Excuse me, Sunday around this time. Sometimes a little different. Hey, I'll show you this. You know, I've been talking quite a bit, and look what happened to our experiment. Yeah, that's just for the end of the live. I'm gonna just spin this a little bit, get it spinning. We're gonna add a little bit of hydrochloric acid, and we're gonna let you watch the magic happen. All right, there we go. As I clean up, give it a squirt and watch it go, baby. Good hanging out today, everybody. Thanks, everybody. We're gonna take it off. So long. Enjoyed being with you today.